Peace, everyone. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays. We'll get started shortly. For anyone new joining this week, every Wednesday at noon Eastern, we discuss current events in the financial markets. There's a lot going on in the financial markets this week. We're going to get into it shortly. Today we are live on, let's see here. Today we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. So we welcome everyone across all the platforms. As you guys come in, let us know where you're from. Let us know what country you're coming from, checking in from. A lot to discuss this week. Several articles I wanted to talk about. We'll give it a minute before we begin. Let me pull up before we get into the articles, let's pull up the current market. Let's take a look at current market, see what's going on. All right, let's see what's going on in the financial world. All right, let me share my Google screen right here. All right, hopefully you can see that. At the very top of the screen, the Dow Jones is up, the S&P is up, the Nasdaq's up, the Russell is up, and as a result, the VIX is down. You may know crypto is also up. Okay, at the very top of the screen, it shows the major indexes up. Or actually, I could click on the crypto tab right there. Let's see what's going on in crypto. Okay, Bitcoin's up, Ethereum's up, Cardano's up, XRP is down, Dogecoin is also up. All right, so that's a live look at the crypto market and a live look at the U.S. financial markets. All right. All right, before we begin, I just wanted to share what's going on in the U.S., the major U.S. indexes and the crypto market. So that's a live look at what's going on. What's your portfolio looking at? Like certain things I wanted to discuss today. You may have seen the description for today's meeting. I wanted to discuss yesterday's inflation report. I wanted to discuss Elon Musk's beef with Apple. And I also wanted to discuss Circle. Those are some of the headlines we'll discuss today. I wanted to also share a live look at some of the Yahoo Finance headlines, the CNBC headlines, and the CNN Business headlines. Okay, so we welcome everyone across all three platforms that we're live on today: X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All right, so it's almost 5 past the hour. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm looking at my trading view screen here. I see mostly green, much of the same thing as Google Finance. A couple of these mega caps are red. I noticed here. We'll get into that in a little bit. All right, let me share the first article I wanted to discuss today. You might have heard this headline or read this headline since yesterday. Deals with the CPI report that came out yesterday morning. Let's take a look at what's going on there. This article is from CNN Business. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me share the right screen here. No, let me share this one. All right. Yeah, this is from CNN Business. It deals with the inflation report. Okay, you might have noticed You might have noticed that stocks were up since this report came out yesterday. Let's go through this article right now. All right, inflation holds steady, but Trump's tariffs are boosting some prices. Let's see what CNN Business says. Falling gas prices helped keep overall inflation tame in July. However, a broader array of products got even more expensive last month, showing that Trump's expensive tariffs are being passed along to consumers. Okay, so let's pause right there. Let's pause right there. For all you business owners, for all you entrepreneurs, it seems like the expenses are being passed to the consumer. So maybe if you are a business owner, if you provide some product or service, maybe you consider increasing your prices and passing your any increase in your supply chain to your consumer, to your end consumer. All right, consumer prices rose 0.2% in July, keeping the annual inflation rate at 2.7%, according to the latest CPI data released Tuesday by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, so 2.7%. I believe the expectation was 2.8%. Actual is 2.7%. Okay, stocks were higher on Tuesday. The Dow Jones rose 480 or 1%, and the S&P rose 0.73, and the Nasdaq gained 0.72%. We have seen moderate inflation over the last year. Certainly, prices are not going up nearly as quickly as were a few years ago. But I do think that consumers are going to start seeing more price increases at the grocery store, at Amazon, things like that. All right. So this analyst says, but I do think that consumers are going to start seeing more price increases at the grocery store, at Amazon, and things like that. Okay, so we're not going to cry about the problem. We're not going to complain about the problem. We're going to find a solution. We're going to have the foresight to think about a solution before this happens. Okay, so what's the solution before prices increase, before we see eggs going up again, before we see cost of living going up again, before we see gas prices going up again, before we see our favorite Amazon products go up again? What's the solution? What's the solution? What are we going to do about it? Okay, what are we going to do about it? We will be proactive instead of reactive. What are we going to do about increased prices as consumers? Will we do anything about increased prices? Will we just cry and complain after the fact? Consumers are going to start to feel a little more stretched over the next few months as we see more of the impact of tariffs pass through from businesses to consumers. Okay, all of us are consumers to some degree. I'm a consumer to some degree. I have to buy household items. I have to buy gas. I have to buy all kinds of things. All right, so I'm a consumer. I'm a producer, but I'm also a consumer. So what's my plan? What's my course of action? What would you do if you were me? Should I just wait, or should I make a plan? All right, let's continue. Let's see what this article says. However, considering that energy and food prices tend to be quite volatile on a month-to-month basis, the core index that excludes those two categories are widely viewed as a good measurement of underlying inflation trends. All right, core CPI rose 0.3% from June, the fastest increase since January, which brought the annual rate to 3.1%, the highest in 5 months. Gas prices are down, but we can't count on that to keep inflation low. So even if energy prices stabilize and gas prices are just stable, then that means the overall inflation is going to be higher. Okay, so let's make a plan before this happens. And that is going to put more pressure on consumers. Okay, so the writing's on the wall here. The writing's on the wall. The question is, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? What's the course of action? What's the plan? Okay, what's the plan? Crying and complaining is not the plan. Crying and complaining is not a strategy. Okay, leave the crying and complaining to the children. Okay, we are grown. We're chief executive officers. We need to make a plan. What's the plan? Okay, here we go. Economists had expected inflation to heat up slightly last month to 0.2% from June and by 2.8% annually. Okay, so the expectation was 2.8, the actual was 2.7. Okay, while tariff exposed goods goods categories did see some price increases in July. The lion's share of cost pressures came from services, particularly in the housing-related shelter category, which has been an inflationary boogeyman in recent years. Okay, housing-relating shelter category, which has been a inflationary boogeyman in recent years. Okay, you know the cost of housing is only going up. It's only going up. The cost of housing is only going up. Okay, cost of housing is only going in one direction, and it's not down. Okay, what are we going to do about that? Are we going to do anything about that? What's the plan? All right, let's see what else it says here. How tariff exposed goods prices are rising. Trump's sweeping trade policy of tracking steep tariffs on most goods that cross American borders are widely expected to result in higher prices for businesses and consumers for both parties. All right. Okay. While there may not be a broad-based acceleration in inflation, higher prices anywhere, especially come back to school season and around holidays, aren't easy to swallow for many Americans, especially with those little to no wiggle room in their budgets. Okay. Even if you do have little to no wiggle room in your budget, again, what's the plan? What's the plan? Okay, what's the plan? What's your plan? Do you have a plan? Is your plan waiting on Donald Trump? Is your plan waiting on Joe Biden? Is your plan waiting on the economy? Is your plan? What's your plan? What's your plan? We need plans. Okay, we need plans and we need to execute those plans. Okay. All right, let's see what else. Okay, commodities excluding food and gas, prices rose 0.2% for the second consecutive month. Apparel and footwear, okay. Appliances, furniture and bedding, outdoor equipment and supplies, sporting goods. Okay, so some of these categories, they review the inflation percentage increases. All right, you can read through the rest of this article on CNN Business. I wanted to mention this because of what happened after this report was released yesterday morning. After this report was released, the CPI report, stocks skyrocketed. Okay, you saw a lot of green in the market yesterday, especially yesterday afternoon, as a result of this report. Okay, inflation holds steady. Okay, inflation holds steady. Latest CPI report stated inflation is 2.7%. They were expecting 2.8%. So since then, the market has been green. All right, what do you guys think about that? Any comments? What are some of your thoughts on that inflation report that came out yesterday? Drop your thoughts and comments in the chat. All right, that was one of the articles I wanted to talk about today. I want to take a live look at Yahoo Finance right now. A couple of those articles were from yesterday or Monday. Let's see what's going on with Yahoo Finance. Let's take a live look at Yahoo Finance. Okay, so this is Yahoo Finance, current headlines. There's been a lot of discussion between Powell and Trump. These two seem to be going back and forth. Let's see what else we have here. CoreWeave plummets as a company flags a deteriorating outlook. Amazon takes on Walmart, Instacart, and same-day grocery delivery. Okay, so without us even clicking on this headline here, what does that tell you? What's a key takeaway just from reading that headline? Amazon takes on Walmart, Instacart with same-day grocery delivery. What's a business lesson just from reading that headline? This headline, crypto is having a breakout summer. It's not because of Bitcoin. This article from Bloomberg says, what tariffs? Investors jump into riskiest assets. Yahoo Finance says big tech is back and the move is not overdone. Okay, this is we just kind of like what we just talked about a minute ago. Stocks keep up record rally as rate cut bets surge. So the sentiment is next month, Powell and the Fed will decrease interest rates. We'll actually see if that happens or not. So So that's a live look at Yahoo Finance headlines. Let's take a look at what's going on with CNBC. Let me share my screen for with CNBC. Let's check some of their headlines. Okay, here it is. Here's CNBC, if you can see that. Let's see. Okay, Trump considering 11 candidates for Fed chair, including these guys. Okay. A couple weeks ago, Trump said he was going to fire Powell. We'll see if he sticks to that. Okay, Dow Jones rises, S&P hits a new record. Okay, markets at pretty much at all-time highs right now. Another headline regarding CoreWeave. What I want to do is actually take a look at some of these. Okay, so here's Amazon again. Amazon launches same-day delivery of meat, eggs, and produce in more than 1,000 cities. Okay, so my takeaway from this headline is to keep an eye on competitors. If my competitors are doing something that's working, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. If my competitors are doing something that's working, I'm going to copy. Okay. We see this across multiple sectors of the economy. Amazon is taking aim at Instacart, Walmart, and any other competitor that provides same-day delivery. All right. Okay. Some of the current headlines on CNBC.com. What I want to do now is actually share my screen and go over a couple of tickers that I wanted to talk about. So let me do that right quick. There's a couple of them I wanted to mention specifically. Let me pull up my Google Finance screen. Let me go back to Google Finance. Okay, you might have seen the last few days Ethereum jump. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, current price of Ethereum is 4687.50. All right, let's see what's going on with Ethereum the last 5 days. Okay, up 17% the last 5 days. Okay, up 17% the last 5 days. The last 1 month, up almost 60% in the last month. Okay, almost up 60% the last month. Okay, it's been running a lot recently. Let's check the year to date. 40%, almost 41% in the last so far this year. 1 year up 72%. 5 years up 967, almost 968% in the last 5 years. Okay, Ethereum is on a run. Let's look at the all-time. Okay, all-time 167%, 167,000%. Excuse me. Okay, Ethereum is on fire, currently at 4687.50. Okay, let's take a look at BTC. I thought BTC was going to break its all-time high on Sunday night overnight to Monday. I thought BTC was going to break the 123,200, I think was the all-time high. Okay, BTC currently at 121,645. Check the 5-day. 5-day up 4%. 1 month up 3%. Year to date though up 30%. Okay, year to date up 30%. 1 year up 105%. Okay, if you see the chart down here, let's go back. Okay, August 2024. It was at 57,000, almost 58,000. Currently at 121,000. Okay. Let's check Bitcoin Max all time. Okay, so it's right there, all time high, very close to its all time high. I believe the all time high is 123,200 thereabouts. Okay, so Bitcoin is right at its all time high, just below its all time high. Okay, I've seen estimates that say Bitcoin will run to 150 by year end. We'll see if that happens. Okay. Couple crypto tickers I wanted to discuss: ETH and BTC. Okay, one non-crypto. I wanted to talk about the S&P 500. Similar story with the S&P 500. Um, let's check. Okay, so this is the spider S&P 500 ETF. Let's check the year to date. Year to date, just under. Oh no, 50 up 57% year to date, right there. 1 year, 101%. 101%. Let's see here. 1 day. Okay, I might be reading this incorrectly. 5 day up 7%. Okay. Okay, yeah, year to date 57%. All time 600%. Okay, market's at all time high. Okay, that's the S&P 500, all time high. Similar story with the Nasdaq. Okay, similar story with the Nasdaq. Let's click on the Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq Composite, similar story, all time high. Okay, all time high for several of these tickers: S&P, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, so forth. Okay, so that's a look at Google Finance right there. What do you guys think about that? Okay, before we continue in some of the headlines, I wanted to share this week's earnings. All right, I wanted to share this week's earnings. Let me share my screen here. Here's a graphic that shows this week's earning, the companies that report earnings this week. Okay, today's Wednesday. Cisco today after close in the middle there. Earlier this week, you're probably familiar with Oklo after hours on Monday, ASTS after hours on Monday, Archer, same thing. Let's see what else. Yesterday morning, Circle. We're gonna talk about Circle in a little bit. What else yesterday? CoreWeave. Okay, we just saw a headline with CoreWeave yesterday after close. Let's see what else. Tomorrow after close, Applied Materials. Okay, so that's a picture that shows some of the larger name companies reporting this week of 8/11. Okay, some of you run option plays on Oklo, ASTS, Archer. Some of you are shareholders in Circle. Some of you are shareholders in CoreWeave, Cisco maybe. What's that one there on today after this morning? ASHS. Okay, it's a great resource I follow online, Earnings Whispers. I usually check the week's graphic that shows earnings, which companies report earnings this week. Okay, I usually check this Sunday night or Monday, just to keep updated with what companies are reporting that week. Okay, so that's earnings this week. Let's see here. I got a couple other articles I wanted to share, but before we continue, just a couple reminders. This class meets every Wednesday at noon Eastern. Next week, we will not meet at noon Eastern. Yes, next week, we're going to go prime time. Next week, Winning Wednesdays will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so usually we meet at noon every Wednesday. Next week, we will meet at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, prime time next week, Wednesday. Okay, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. What else? Next week, Atlanta, Georgia, I'll be there. We're going to have a conference. The ABNC will be held in Atlanta starting next Thursday through next Sunday. Great way to connect with people. Great way to build out your network. Great way to meet your business partners, people with like minds. Great information, great vibes. Come out. Let's connect in Atlanta, Georgia next weekend. Um, always a great, always a great opportunity. Always great vibes. A, B, and C every year. Okay, that'll be next week in Atlanta. In terms of scheduling, one other thing for those of you in the Win Mastermind, if you're interested in options trading, okay, options is a very big topic in the community. Many of you make a lot of money in the options market. If you're interested in joining the Win group, we meet bi-weekly, every second Sunday. So we'll meet again this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. We usually talk about option plays only. Okay, this class we talk about current events in the financial markets. I purposely try not to get into option discussions on Wednesdays. I try to deep dive into option discussions in the Win Mastermind group. Okay, so the Win Mastermind group will meet this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so those are a few reminders. Okay, if you'd like to consult with me, check me out on my website, rlcmango.com. Many of you consult with me already. Some of you consult with me for options. Some of you consult with me regarding your business venture, real estate, a lot of the math involved in some of these business ventures. If you need a second opinion, if you'd like my insight, you can always just check me out on my website, rlcmango.com. One other reminder before we get back to some of the articles, check out the blackbusinessschool.com. Okay. Great freedom education. Okay. We tried the traditional education thing. How about we try the freedom education thing? Okay. Traditional education may get you a job, Freedom education may get you free. Okay. Study accordingly. Okay. We see all these headlines. We see Forbes. We see Business Insider. We see Yahoo Finance. A lot of these financial resources state that college grads can't get jobs anymore. Okay. What's your objective? Is your objective to get on the corporate plantation, or is your objective to get off the corporate plantation? Okay. What's your objective? You always hear me say, what's the objective? Okay. We're not going to do things just to do things. We're going to do things because they take us closer to our objective. Okay. So check out the blackbusinessschool.com. Check me out at rlcmango.com. Ask yourself, what's your objective? To get on the corporate plantation or to get off the corporate plantation? All right. So just a couple of reminders. Check me out next week at Atlanta if you'd like to meet me in person, connect with me in person. All right, let's get back to some of the articles. I wanted to talk about what's going on with Apple and Elon Musk. You might have seen this headline the other day. I believe this headline broke on Monday night. Let's talk about it. Let me stop sharing that one and let me share this one. Okay, this article is from Yahoo Finance from, I think it was Monday. Okay, let's see what this says here. Why Elon Musk is threatened to sue Apple over Grok's App Store ranking. Okay, this article was yesterday morning. Okay. Elon Musk took to his social media platform X on Monday to warn Apple that his AI company, XAI, would take immediate legal action against the tech giant to fix what Musk alleged is anti-competitive conduct by its App Store. Musk alleged that the App Store refused to feature both X and Musk's AI chatbot Grok in its prominently promoted list of apps. Apple did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Musk's claims. All right, let's see what else is going on. Apple is behaving in a manner that makes it impossible for any AI company besides OpenAI to reach number one in the App Store, which is an unequivocal antitrust violation. The billionaire Tesla CEO and owner of Grok creator XI wrote on X. XAI will take immediate legal action. Hey, Apple, App Store, why do you refuse to put either X or Grok in your must-have section when X is the #1 news app in the world and Grok is #5 among all apps? Musk asked in another post, inquiring if Apple's ranking system was used for playing politics. He added, "Why is Chat?" Oh, he added, "Why is ChatGPT literally in every list?" Oh, let me go back. I'm accidentally pressing the wrong buttons here. Okay. Yeah, he added, "Why is ChatGPT literally in every list where you have editorial control? ChatGPT, XAI's rival chatbot, is operated by OpenAI. Apple entered a collaboration with OpenAI in 2024 that uses OpenAI's tech to fuel Apple's branded Apple Intelligence. The feature allows Apple devices that use its voice command service, Siri, to generate written content and perform device tasks." Apple's website describes its App Store as a highly curated store where every app is reviewed by experts and an editorial team. In addition to human oversight, Apple also uses automated tools to affect App Store discovery and rankings. Okay. Musk has been embroiled in litigation against OpenAI, which he co-founded in 2015 with OpenAI's current CEO, Sam Altman. Originally co-founded as a nonprofit, Musk separated himself from the AI firm over disagreements regarding how to move forward with the venture. Okay. All right, let's see what else this says. Altman and Microsoft have called Musk's allegations false and claimed he has no legal basis for blocking OpenAI's for-profit conversion. Okay, so it looks like Apple and Elon Musk have beef, or at least Musk has beef with Apple. We'll see what happens in the near future regarding Musk and Apple. Okay, what do you guys think about that? For any shareholder in Apple, for any shareholder in Tesla, for any shareholder in Microsoft, you might want to keep this on your radar. Okay, you might want to keep that on your radar. What do you guys think about that? All right. I know I'm missing some comments. Let's check what the comment section is looking like. Peace, El Haj. Peace, Andrea. Andrea says, I'm looking for my Ethereum purchase years ago for an NFT project. Checked Etherscan. Okay. Let's see. Headstrong and proactive. Okay, Andrea's staying headstrong and proactive. Good for her. No plan. Here we go. Here's a key comment right here. No plan is a plan to fail in life. What's your plan? Do you even have a plan? Do you wait on the next man to tell you what your plan is? Do you wait on a politician to tell you what your plan is? Do you wait on HR to tell you what your plan is? Do you wait on Mr. Charlie to tell you what your plan is? Or do you have a plan? Are you the lead change agent in your life? Or is that HR? Are you the lead architect in your life? Or is that Mr. Charlie? Are you the lead engineer in your life? Or is that HR? Is that Donald Trump? Is that Joe Biden? Is that the governor? Are you lead architect in your life and your outcomes? Or do you defer all your outcomes to HR, Mr. Charlie, all our other favorite middlemen? Are you lead engineer? I didn't go to I didn't go to engineering school, but I am lead engineer in my life and my outcomes. Okay. And there will be no apologies for that. Okay. I did not go to engineering school, but I am lead engineer in my life and my outcomes. There will be no apologies for that. Who else we got? Peace, Jen. Okay, so peace to everyone in the comments section. Okay, peace to everyone in the comment section. Thanks for the support every Wednesday, noon Eastern. Okay, Winning Wednesdays, we talk about current events in the financial markets. I have a background in finance. I have a background in business. I kind of learned over the years to cut out the middleman. Okay, cut out HR, cut out Mr. Charlie, cut out the politicians, go straight to the ownership, go straight to the wealth. Okay, I was hustling backwards for too long. Okay, I no longer hustle backwards. I go straight to the ownership. I go straight to the power. I go straight to the cash flow. Okay, no middleman. All right, let's get back to some of the articles. Okay, I got an article on CoreWeave I wanted to mention, and a article on Circle. Let me share my screen here. Let's stop that one and let's share this one. Okay, this article deals with Circle. Okay, Circle's been on fire. I don't have Circle on my watch list, but I believe it's been on fire recently. Let's see what's going on with Circle. Stablecoin issuer Circle tops revenue estimate in first quarterly result since IPO. Okay, a newly publicly traded company, Circle. Let's see what's going on with Circle. Stablecoin giant Circle surpassed expectations for second quarter revenue in its maiden quarterly results since going public, sending its shares up 5% on Tuesday. Okay, what's the current price of Circle? Someone drop the current price of Circle in the chat for me. I'm looking for it on this screen, but it doesn't say what it is. Okay, let's see what it says here. Higher circulation of its USDC stablecoin and stronger subscription services helped the New York-based company cement a rally that has pushed its stock more than 5 times its IPO price. Stablecoins, which are digital tokens backed by low-risk assets such as the US dollar or treasuries, have drawn increasing investor attention, especially since the Genius Act was passed last month. The momentum has helped companies such as Circle, whose issues USDC, the second biggest stablecoin by market value after Tether. After our IPO and the Genius Act, we're seeing an acceleration of interest with major institutions all leaning in, CFO said in an interview. Okay, the token was being used for cross-border transactions, including remittance both between individuals and businesses, the CEO said. All right, let's see here. Pillar of stablecoins. Circle on Tuesday said it will roll out ARC, a public blockchain designed specifically for stablecoin transactions this fall, as it pushes to build a tech infrastructure for digital payments. Circle can use what they have already done to establish themselves as a trusted mover. Okay, we're careful. Okay, so this article is from Yahoo Finance. You can check it out on your own time. What's the current price of Circle? Anyone know the current price of Circle? Drop the current price of Circle in the chat if you know it. 156. Okay, 156. Okay, Circle's on fire, much like the rest of the market. All right, so that's what's going on with Circle. Since going public earlier this year, Circle seems to be on fire. All right, I want to talk about CoreWeave. Let me see here if I can find the article. Okay, no, not that article. Let's see here. All right, kind of. I think I accidentally X'd the article I wanted to talk about, but what we can do is take one look at the. I want to share my TradingView screen here. TradingView is one of the main financial resources I use to track the market. I usually take a look at this screen maybe a couple of times throughout the day just to see what's going on in the market, get a quick snapshot of what's really going on. S&P up, NASDAQ up, entire market up, Apple up, AMD up. Okay, AMD is an interesting one. AMD has been on fire, currently at 184.28. Let's see what else. Bitcoin at 121.5. Coinbase 326. Ethereum, we talked about Ethereum, currently at 4,700. 4,700 for Ethereum. Let me see if this chart will cooperate. Ethereum, let's see what's going on with Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum looks like, I think the all-time high for Ethereum is 4,800. Don't quote me on that. Let's see here. Okay, that's no, that's not the all-time. That's since 2017. Okay, it's pretty much right there at its all-time high. Okay, 47.12 currently. What else do we have? Google 202. Okay, Google's another interesting one. Google's been on a run recently. There's the, let's check the 6 month. 6 month right there. Year to date right there. 1 year, 5 year. Okay, 5 year up a lot. Okay, Google. Eli Lilly, I think, reported earnings last week. Currently at 657. That's Eli Lilly. SoFi 2331. Microsoft 525. Okay, Microsoft reported earnings a couple weeks ago. They're currently at 525. Meta 782.25. Netflix 1200.19. Nvidia currently at 179. 179 there. Palantir 184. Tesla 340. Okay, Tesla's been increasing the last few days. Let's check the 5 day on Tesla. Let's see here. Maybe I'll pull this up on Yahoo or Google. Tesla currently at 340. TSM at 240. So that's a look at some of the tickers I follow on TradingView. Okay. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Any comments or questions, drop them in the chat. I'd like to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about current market? Where do you guys see Bitcoin going by year end? Where do you see Ethereum going by year end? Where do you see the NASDAQ going by year end? If you guys want us to look up any tickers, drop them in the chat. I don't mind looking them up. Let me go to Google Finance. Let's take a look at some of the headlines on Google Finance right quick. Let's see here. Google Finance share screen. Google Finance. Okay, I want to check some of these headlines on Google Finance. Today's financial news. Stock market today, Dow pops, S&P and NASDAQ waver as Fed rate cuts bets surge. Let's check this one right quick. All right, U.S. stocks climb Wednesday amid increasing expectations that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates at its next meeting. Follow the latest inflation data. Okay, NASDAQ at 21.6. The gains followed a big upswing in stocks on Tuesday after the release of the July CPI report, with the S&P and NASDAQ both touching new records. Okay, touching new records. Though the data showed inflation had ticked up, it increased less than expected. Okay. Market at all-time high. The results, where did it go? The results boosted bets the Fed would cut interest rates at its September policy meeting, especially in light of recent warning signs the labor market is weakening. On Wednesday morning, traders had priced in nearly 100% chance of a September cut, according to the CME Group. Later this week, investors will get two more snapshots of the state of the economy with the release of the PPI on Thursday, tomorrow, and retail sales data on Friday. In corporate news, Circle fell Wednesday after the company announced it would sell 10 million of its shares on the heels of its first earnings report since its explosive public debut. Cava, be pressing things when I don't want to press things. Let me go back. Let's see where we were. Cava shares also dove after company issued its first annual sales growth target cut. CoreWeave stock plummeted as the company's operating income guidance fell below expectations and its cost of debt mounts despite beating revenue estimates. Okay, maybe I'm not sharing. I believe I wasn't sharing that screen, but we'll continue. Companies are pouring billings into AI. It has yet to pay off. People This one says people often make wrong climate choices. Okay, let's see what else. Amazon. Let's check this Amazon article. Let me make sure I'm sharing the correct screen here. Let me share Amazon. Let's see what's going on with Amazon. For all you Amazon shareholders, for all you owners in Amazon, let's see what's going on with Amazon. Okay, this goes back to one of our business lessons that we discussed earlier. If you see your competitor doing something that's working, do the same thing. Okay, Amazon didn't just wake up one day and make the decision. I'm sure Amazon did some kind of competitive analysis to see what's working with who was it, Instacart, and I'm sure this article will mention Amazon's competitor. Oh yeah, it was Walmart. It was Walmart. I'm sure Amazon was keeping an eye on what their competitors do. Okay, Amazon is rolling out same-day delivery of fresh foods to more pockets of the U.S. as it looks to encourage shoppers to add meat and eggs to their order while they're browsing its sprawling online store. The company announced Wednesday it's bringing service to more than 1,000 cities and towns, including Raleigh, North Carolina, Tampa, Florida, and Milwaukee, with plans to reach at least 2,300 locations by the end of this year. Okay, Amazon's not playing games. Amazon is not playing games. Amazon's coming for their competitors' market share. Amazon began testing service in Phoenix last year and in additional cities this year, where it found shoppers frequently added strawberry. Okay, here we go. Shoppers frequently added strawberries, bananas, avocados, and other perishables to their order. Okay, Amazon didn't just wing it. Amazon tested this out and made an executive decision as to how to move forward. Many of these shoppers were first-time Amazon grocery customers who now return to shop twice as often with same-day delivery service compared to those who didn't purchase fresh food. Okay, if Amazon starts delivering this in my market, I'm going to press a few buttons on my laptop or my phone and let them boys come drop off my groceries. Okay, I'm an owner and I'm an owner in Amazon. I'm part owner in Amazon. The money I pay Amazon really just comes back into my pocket. Okay. Many of these shoppers were first time. Oh no, okay, we read that already. Let's see what else this article says. Okay, this service is free for Prime members. Okay, here we go. This is the question I had in my mind. On orders above 25 in most cities, and for a $3 fee if an order doesn't meet that minimum. Okay. Shoppers without a Prime membership pay a $13 fee to use the service regardless of order size. Okay, cool. So let me ask you, would you pay these fees for the convenience? Even if I wasn't a Prime member, I would consider paying fees. If this could save me an hour driving to the grocery store, running up and down the aisles, waiting in line, and driving back, I'd gladly pay the fee. I'd gladly pay for the fee. I'd gladly pay for the convenience. I'd gladly pay for the convenience. Grocery delivery company Instacart stock tumbled more than 11% following the announcement. Shares of supermarket chains Kroger and Albertsons fell about 4% and 3% respectively. Shares of Walmart, which began racing to compete with Amazon on speedy deliveries and offers same-day shipping for groceries, slipped 1%. Okay, here we go. In our view, this represents an escalation of a head-to-head competition between the two, with Amazon advancing grocery and rural investments, whereas Walmart continues to build up its marketplace and advertising verticals. Okay. Amazon has been retooling its grocery business over the past few years. Okay, one of the reasons I like Amazon, one of the reasons I'm a owner in Amazon is because it operates across multiple sectors of the economy. Okay, they're in tech, they're in consumer discretionary, they're in what else are they in? They're in AI, of course. They're in multiple sectors of the economy. So I like Amazon for that reason. And I'm also a Prime member. Okay, I press a few buttons on my laptop or phone and send Andy Jassy to work. Andy Jassy to work. Okay. The company has tweaked its chain of fresh grocery stores in a bid to attract more shoppers. Okay. In January, Amazon tapped Jason Bushell, the CEO of Whole Foods Market, the upscale grocery it acquired in 2017 for 13.7 billion to lead its worldwide grocery store business. Okay, so this article from CNBC. You guys can check out the rest of that article. Okay, Amazon is currently at 224.07, up 1%. Okay, currently at 224, up 1% today. Okay, that's where Amazon is currently. All right. All right, let's go back to check some of these other Google finance headlines. All right, we just talked about that one, the Amazon there. GE Appliances invests 3 billion in U.S. manufacturing operations. Okay, what else? Air Canada plans to lock out its flight attendants and cancel all flights starting this weekend. Today is Wednesday. We'll see what actually happens by this weekend. Okay, you see some of the you see Nvidia right there, currently at 170, 179. AMD up about 5% today, 183. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so track some of the tickers. JP Morgan, Procter & Gamble, Adobe, PayPal, Micron, so forth. Disney. Okay. All right, so that's what's going on with not Yahoo Finance, Google Finance. All right, let's see what we got here in the comments. All up by year end. Okay. Declined to after going public as expected. Okay. Own a few shares of Amazon as a long-term buy. Okay, good for you. Good for your wealth. Good for your family. All right, Andrea's saving herself. Andrea's not waiting on someone else to come save her. Good for her. Let's see here. She says Prime's got me by the throat. I wanted to cancel, but for the ancillary service like movies, discounts, and Whole Foods and movies. Yep. Yeah, I'm a Prime member as well. I like the convenience. The convenience is more important to me than the time. You know, I'd rather pay and buy back some time. Okay, I used to I used to drive to the grocery store, add up all the time I spent driving to the grocery store, going up and down the aisles, standing in line at the checkout, and driving back. I'd rather pay the Prime fee or that $12 fee or $3 fee just to buy back that hour every week. The time for me at this point is more valuable than the $3 or $5 or $12. All right. Let's see. I want to refresh Yahoo Finance and see if there's anything breaking before we wrap. I want to see if anything is breaking news right here, the last couple minutes. All right, let's see here. Ethereum surges to near record. Okay, Yahoo Finance, 33 minutes ago, we talked about Ethereum. Walmart brought in 10% staff discount to include grocers. Okay, CoreWeave, we talked about Amazon, we talked about stocks, record high, we talked about. Okay, here's an interesting article. I see Meta's superintelligence isn't here yet, but its AI bets are already paying off. CNN Business 1 hour ago. Top stock movers today: Lennar, Cava. All right, let's see here. Starbucks turnaround check in 1 year since CEO shakeup. With a video on Yahoo Finance about that. Let's see what else we have here. I want to refresh CNBC as well as CNN Business. Okay, actually, it looks like the NASDAQ just turned slightly red. Dow Jones, S&P are green. Nasdaq slightly red right now. Oh, here's an interesting article. Let me share my screen here. This is from CNBC. The New York AG James sues Zelle parent company for alleged fraud. Let's check out that one. Okay, let's see what this article says. Sued parent company of payment network Zelle for alleged enabling fraud. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Letitia James sued the operator of the Zelle payments network on Wednesday for allegedly enabling fraud months after Consumer Financial Protection Bureau dismissed a similar lawsuit. Let's see. Let me move this article over here. Okay. The owner of the Early Warning Services is the owner and designer of the peer-to-peer money transfer company. An investigation by the Office of Attorney General found that the company designed Zelle without critical safety features, which allegedly allowed scammers to steal over 1 billion from its users between those years. Okay. Okay. This actually makes me. The lawsuit alleged that Zelle became a hub for fraudulent activity. Okay, let me pause on that sentence. Let me pause on that paragraph right there. Okay, scamming is at an all-time high. Fraud is at an all-time high. Financial desperation is at an all-time high. Okay, the alphabet boys are handing out indictments every week. Okay, you've seen the same headlines I see every week. The alphabet boys are handing out indictments every week. Okay, it's more important than ever to understand financial literacy. It's more important than ever to understand at least a basic financial literacy. Okay, it's more important than ever to understand what a basic return on investment is. Okay, if you see something that's promising you 60% return in 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months, if something sounds too good to be true, chances are it is. Okay, so we're not going to fall for these weak ass scams out in these streets. Okay. Let's see what else it says. No one should be left to fend for themselves after falling victim to a scam. Okay, we don't want to be victims. Well, we don't want to be victims. A similar lawsuit follows a lawsuit follows a similar one that the CFBP dismissed in March. They sued EWS and JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, the three U.S. banks that dominate transactions on Zelle, in December for allegedly failing to investigate fraud or offer reimbursement to users. Okay, so for anyone that uses Zelle, I think the big 9 banks in America all use Zelle. Okay, they mentioned a few of them there. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase. I think some of the other larger US banks also use Zelle. Okay, so keep up to date with this headline. We'll see what happens. Okay, more important than ever. It's more important than ever to take your financial outcomes into your hands. Okay, for too long we defer to everyone else. Okay, it's more important than ever to understand basic financial literacy. It's more important than ever to invest in the stock market. It's more important than ever to start a business. It's more important than ever to invest in real estate. Okay, with the advancements in AI, with the advancements in technology in general, with the changing times, we need to adapt. Okay, we need to adapt. We need to stay afloat on some of these environmental changes. Okay, we don't want to be victims. Okay, we're victims too long. No more victimhood. No more victim mindset. No more victim mindset. Okay, empowerment mindset, ownership mindset, wealth mindset only. Okay, no more victimhood. No more victimhood. All right, let's see here. Before we wrap, one last thing. I'm looking at the current market here. Okay, so some red since we started today's meeting. Microsoft slightly down, Meta slightly down, Netflix slightly down, Nvidia and Palantir, as well as Tesla, as well as TSM slightly down. Okay, so things change in the financial markets. Stay the course, stay disciplined, have the long-term view. You'll be just fine. Don't let the fear paralyze you. Fear has paralyzed us long enough. Okay, fear will no longer paralyze us. Okay, no more fear. Okay, what we should be fearing is mediocrity. What we should be fearing is another 40 years on the corporate plantation. What we should be fearing is no ownership. Okay, what we should be fearing is everyone controlling our outcomes but our damn selves. Okay, that's what we should be fearing. Okay, no more fear. Okay, go get what you deserve. Go get the ownership you deserve. Go get the wealth you deserve. Go get the health you deserve. Go get the peace of mind you deserve. You're the chief executive officer. You're the lead engineer. You're the lead architect. You're the lead change agent. Okay, stop waiting on other people. One of the things I did years ago was stop waiting on other people. Okay, nobody cares about my life like me. Nobody cares about your life like you. You're the ultimate change agent. Okay. Before we wrap, we talked about this a little while ago. Next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Winning Wednesdays, not noon Eastern. Okay, prime time next week, Wednesday. See you at Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Winning Wednesdays, we talk about current events in the financial markets. Okay, no more begging, no more ass kissing, no more people pleasing, no more shiny resumes. We need ownership. We need power. We need wealth. See you next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Peace.